Hello, good morning. Hi, guys. So, my name is Heather Rodriguez. I'm a natural fertility specialist and the founder of the Natural Fertility Company. And my company and my team help couples who are preparing for conception. So, we do that a lot of different ways through natural therapies, through diet, with lifestyle changes. And today's fertility scope is going to be all about luteal phase defect and what you can do about it naturally. The topic is going to be luteal phase defect and how it can affect your fertility. That is what today's fertility scope is going to be about. So I'm going to go ahead and get started and go ahead and get going. So, good morning. Hey, guys. All right. So, this is such an important fertility topic because this is one of the main, what I believe to be one of the main causes of infertility and one of the main reasons that people may have unexplained infertility and may not understand why they're not getting pregnant. Everything else is coming out clear. Everything else makes a lot of sense, but they're still not getting pregnant. So luteal phase defect is a pretty common issue that a lot of people don't know about or know what to do about or even how to find out about it. There's a couple good things about it though. One, you can tell if you have it yourself. You don't have to go and get special testing done. It's something that you can figure out yourself. And then also natural therapies and dietary changes are really effective for helping to make a difference with luteal phase defect. So we'll go ahead and get started with what luteal phase defect is. Today I will not be talking about men as well, but what would you be interested in knowing for male fertility? Because I do male fertility scopes, but not as often, but I'm definitely open to speaking more about male fertility. So let me know what it is that information you're seeking out, and I'd love to do a scope, some more male fertility scopes. Okay, so luteal phase defect. I'm going to draw you guys a little diagram here. All right, so this is your monthly cycle. All right, this is your period, and this is either your period or pregnancy. All right, and we'll put ovulation right here in the middle. This is going to be, we'll say day 12. Everybody's different, but we're just going to make it generic, right? And this is 28 days. You guys can't see that. 28 days. Okay. All right, so period or either, and then your cycle and period or pregnancy. And then this is a 28-day time span. So once you ovulate, this is ovulation. All right, and day 12, we'll say this is ovulation. This period of time from ovulation until the normal time you get your period or when pregnancy can be detected is your luteal phase. Not too much of an artist today. That's your luteal phase. So this needs to be 12 days or more. This period of time needs to be 12 days or more. If it's shorter than 12 days, that is considered luteal phase defect. And so there's a couple different things that means, and there's a couple different reasons that's going to affect your fertility. So this period of time can be 12 to 14 days. That's a textbook cycle. I know everybody has different length of cycles. We're just doing that for education purposes. And day 12 being ovulation, from that day forward, luteal phase needs to be at least 12 days or longer. And the reason that your body needs that period of time of 12 days or longer is because the journey for the sperm to the egg for fertilization to even occur is around 6 days. And then, or it's a couple of days, and then the egg coming down the tubes is about 6 to 8 days to make it to the uterus for implantation. So that period of time is important for the journey to happen and for implantation to occur. So there's a couple different problems with that if it's not long enough. So if your luteal phase is not long enough, the egg does not have, the embryo, the fertilized egg does not have enough time to make it back down to your uterus and implant. And implantation actually takes some time as well. So it's really important for that luteal phase to be the proper length. So there's a couple different symptoms for luteal phase defect. The first is going to be a short menstrual cycle. If your menstrual cycle is 25 days, your entire cycle is 25 days or shorter or something like that, that's a possible sign of luteal phase defect because there just isn't enough time for that luteal phase to occur. The next is going to be low progesterone. Disrupted basal body temperatures after ovulation. If they're all over the place, there's not that rise right after you ovulate on your chart. Thank you guys so much for the hearts. And if you have odd symptoms after after you ovulate, such as lower back pain, bleeding, loose stools, things like that. That can be a possible sign of hormonal imbalances. And the only way to know for sure is going to be fertility charting. Fertility charting is such an easy way to tell if you have luteal phase defect, because you will tell on your fertility chart, you will get a drop in temperature when you ovulate, and then you'll know, okay, I ovulated, and then you can count the days up until either you're pregnant or you have a period. So that will tell you how long that period of time is, and you also need to see that rise in progesterone going up during that time. It'll be decimals, but it won't be as dramatic as my marker going across the thing. But you do want to see that rise, because that shows that you have adequate progesterone levels. If you're flatlining or your rise isn't, if you don't have a rise, that's another sign of low progesterone, possibly. So there's a couple factors, there's a couple things that can cause luteal phase defect. The first is going to be low progesterone. So progesterone is part of what helps to maintain the luteal phase. It's the temperature increase. It's helping to maintain the lining of the uterus. So having low progesterone could cause a short luteal phase. The other is poor follicle production. It's kind of like telling the system, if you don't have enough follicles, or if your follicles did not mature, you're not going to produce progesterone. So it's part of that whole hormonal cycle. Also low LH, low luteinizing hormone. That's what causes ovulation to occur. So if that hormone is low or out of balance, then it's, we're just kind of going backwards here in the hormonal cascade that would cause ovulation and then help to maintain that phase. So as you can see, it's going to be all tied into hormonal balance. And then also abnormally low cholesterol levels or being underweight. So that's kind of the beginning of the cascade. If you do not have enough fats or cholesterol to produce hormones, then that's going to affect the luteal phase. So now on to the solutions. There's two main avenues that we focus on. The first is going to be diet. Diet does have a big impact on the luteal phase, as it does the entire cycle. And there's 4 specific nutrients that I want you to think about. The first is going to be vitamin C. There was a study in fertility and sterility that showed that vitamin C improved hormonal levels and increased fertility in women with luteal phase defect. In this study, 25% of the women who received vitamin C got pregnant within 6 months, compared to the placebo group, where 11% got pregnant. So vitamin C is super easy, something to add to your diet. You can find in papaya, bell peppers, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, strawberries, and oranges. So simple as that, adding vitamin C. The other is going to be making sure that you're taking essential fatty acids, especially omega-3, because those are needed for hormonal production. Yeah, I know, super vitamin C, it does everything, right? It's like lavender. So essential fatty acids, omega-3, some of my favorites are going to be cod liver oil, as well as hemp seed oil. Green leafies. So B vitamins are going to be important for hormonal balance, specifically B6. So making sure that you're getting enough green leafy vegetables. That's where you can get a lot of B vitamins from. And then the last is going to be making sure you are getting cholesterol in your diet. Doesn't that sound funny? Make sure you're getting cholesterol in your diet. But you want it from these specific sources. You want it from eggs, you want it from coconut oil, and you want it from grass-fed animals, animal products, because that's going to be needed for hormone production and creating progesterone in the system, creating progesterone in the body. So that's how the approach would be for diet, is focusing on those specific things. And then here are some herbs and supplements that have been shown to be very helpful. The first is going to be Vitex. Vitex is the queen, right? Vitex does so much. So in studies, Vitex has been shown to directly help to lengthen a luteal phase, helps the body to lengthen the luteal phase, as well as increasing progesterone. And I think it's through the action, obviously the action on the pituitary, helping to increase progesterone production, which in turn helps to lengthen the luteal phase naturally, but it's also going to help with overall hormonal balance. So Vitex is the go-to for that, for sure. And that would just be taken all month long. The other is going to be, another possibility is progesterone cream. If you know you do have low progesterone, using progesterone cream after ovulation up until either you're pregnant or you get your period. If you're pregnant, you need to continue taking it and then talk with your healthcare provider as soon as you find out you're pregnant. And then the next is a B6 supplement. 50 to 100 milligrams a day has been shown to help lengthen the luteal phase. And then the last is antioxidants. And this one can be surprising. A lot of people are kind of surprised with, how do antioxidants correlate with my luteal phase? But there was a recent study that found that oxidative damage may be one of the causes of luteal phase defect. So women who had luteal phase defect and recurrent miscarriages were found to have lower amounts of antioxidants in their system than those women who were able to carry to term. So I found that very interesting. So antioxidants, that's all part of a healthy foundational fertility program and fertility diet. So that's what you can do. That's what luteal phase defect is. That's what you can do about it. It may take a couple of cycles to see a difference with it. I would guess about 3 cycles before you see a full shift. But every cycle you should be seeing a change. You should be seeing a difference. But it does take time for the body to make a change to the menstrual cycle because of the hormonal orchestra, the hormonal cascade that's happening. There's so many moving parts. It's really, really amazing. So just a quick recap, symptoms or luteal phase is when after ovulation to period or pregnant is too short. It's when it's 12 days or less. If you have a short menstrual cycle, if you have low progesterone, your basal body temperature is all over the place after ovulation. And one of the ways to know for sure is fertility charting. You can easily fertility chart and tell what's going on. This is the one case where ovulation strips aren't going to be helpful, and where Clear Blue Easy is not going to be helpful. You have to actually temperature test, and you would do it first thing in the morning. You have to do it at the same time every single day. So have it right on your bedside. And some of the factors that cause it are low progesterone, poor follicle production, low luteinizing hormone, thin uterine lining. I actually didn't talk too much about that. And abnormally low cholesterol. And then the solutions being diet, focusing on vitamin C, vitamin B, essential fatty acids, and healthy cholesterols, as well as green leafies. And then the supplements and herbs being Vitex, B6, progesterone cream, and antioxidants. So I hope you guys found that helpful. Luteal phase defect is something that happens so often that I just wanted to bring light to it and know that there is definitely things that you can do to help support it yourself, or to find out what's going on by fertility charting. That's the key with fertility charting. I hope you guys have a fantastic and a beautiful day. Today is my day of meetings, so I get to meet with various departments of my team, which I'm looking forward to. Okay. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.